So welcome back to Civilization 4. Of course, we are doing a conquest of Europe in this one. I'm playing the 1000 AD Earth map from Civilization 4. It's the base game. I am using the bug mod as well as the blue terrain graphics. I'm not sure that's what they're called. Something like that. Blue Earth, blue marble. So let's get started. And so he'll trade for nationalism. 2,700 versus 2,400. What are you giving me for this? Now he'll give me education. 2,700 versus 2,400. This is actually a better deal. It's 2,700 for 2,700. So I'll accept that offer. Now, unfortunately, my city here is the city that I got from Peter is completely undefended. So the question is where to go from here. I think I'm just gonna have to upgrade this unit. He's not going to be able to get here in one turn. I'm not going to be able to get there in time, though. What's just a granary and a lighthouse? I'm not going to lose that much if I lose the city. Hey, this... Oh, he attacked something. Or something attacked... Oh, he attacked Peter. Right. We're going to finish that unit off for him. No worries. I'm going to build walls in that city for now. I ideally would build culture. Maybe I should just do that anyway. And since we are now at peace with Peter, I'm moving this longbowman down over here. So that's going to defend my newly acquired city, and I'm going to upgrade one of my archers in here. It's only going to cost me 95 gold. I'm losing a lot of gold a turn, even at, so I'm going to have to turn research down to 60%. He has caravels, and when I say he, I mean Justinian has caravels now. He might have had them from the beginning. It's just now he's flexing them, so to speak. Okay, we're going to start moving in. So Saladin wants me to declare war on the Milanese. No thanks. I actually have open borders with him. And I see Justinian is gearing up for another assault coming from Visegrad. And Isabella just captured that city of Ribe from Ragnar. So now I'm going to have borders trouble with her. Our close borders spark tensions, yes. That's always a problem. So the question is, should I start advancing anyway? Because he has a lot of... knights here. He has 3. And how many catapults? He has 2 trebuchets. I'll definitely take a lot of damage if he decides to hit me with that stack. But we're going to move ahead anyway. If we don't push, nothing will ever be accomplished. Can remove 5 units from Rome. So we're going to start a counter. So I'm going to push them from both sides. Push that city from both sides. And here we have another longbowman. What should I ideally do with this? I'm going to move it into this city, Danzig, and I'm deleting the archer. How much am I spending on units a turn? Actually, a unit cost is only 1 so far. I'm really getting away cheap. Okay, he decided not to attack. My odds are not especially good. So in one turn, I'll have gunpowder. So I'm going to retreat and upgrade all my units. Next turn, I'm going to retreat to my city. And then when I have gunpowder, I'll be able to upgrade all my knights to cuirassiers. I think that would be the ideal solution here. A lot of trebuchets in there. I'm actually going to have this city start building pikemen. Now I have a concern. I might not actually have enough gold to upgrade the knights. I think I will, though. How am I doing in espionage? Okay, it's allocating it fairly enough. So the borders have expanded here in Cursum. So I probably should build something that gives me culture. Because right now, okay, it is 88% Holy Roman. There is no danger of it flipping then. All right, I'm going to build a courthouse in here instead. Oh, that was not good. But we do have gunpowder now, so that should finally put us at an even footing with Justinian. And I'm going to vote to stop the war against Louis. Just to stick it to him. Okay, now this unit defeated one of my units. It was a longbowman. My longbowman got killed. What were the odds, I wonder? Combat log. 47% chance he had of killing it, and he won. Which is not that. I mean, it's understandable. It's gonna cost me 50 to upgrade all of these. And this knight is actually gonna finish that one off, the one that killed my crossbowman. This is going to upgrade all my knights by another 2 strength, which is going to finally put me at an even level with Justinian's special unit. You know, you can bombard. Don't worry about that. Now, I do not want to build another catapult in Danzig. We don't need that many. We're going to start building musketmen. Now, musketmen are more or less a support unit. You really don't want them defending your cities because, in general, longbowmen are still going to be more powerful, given that they are well suited to city and hill defense. So the library, I'm going to rush it for one population. And I'm just going to check around here to see if I can rush anything else. Nope, okay, we're good. You, my friend. Now, these units actually do have a 15% withdrawal chance. And I generally don't like to promote for a withdrawal because it basically is conceding that you are planning on losing. But if I wanted to, I could definitely bump it up. Maybe I'll do that with the next one. It helps to have just one or two to extend your flexibility in those situations where there really is no winning option and yet you have to attack. You don't always get to fight on your terms, you know? So it would be important in that regard. So let's take a look. We've researched a lot of military. The next big jump is going to be to riflemen. So we're going to start researching printing press. And I probably should take a look at who has printing press, because maybe we can actually trade. Elizabeth has economics, but that's not printing press. I don't think... Oh, wait. She won't trade economics. The Chinese will trade printing press. Let's contact him. And what do you want for this? He wants military tradition for it. 3,000 versus 2,400. And he'll give me 20 gold, but that's all he has. So to me, it means that it's a compromise. So we're going to wait a bit on it, I think, because giving a military tradition is really powerful. And I really don't want to yet. I'm also going to remove some espionage. I'm going to bump all of these up to weight 1 except for... I'm going to bump them up to weight 2. But Peter's only going to be weight 1. Which means that I'm going to be allocating fewer espionage points towards him since he is a vassal anyway. I don't really need to worry about what he's up to. And I think I'm going to readjust Elizabeth to value 3 because she's putting a lot against me. A lot of espionage points. Stop the fighting succeeds. So I believe Louis has made peace now. This worker has completed the... wait. I'm actually working that tile there now. I was gonna say this worker has completed a cottage. I'm gonna build a road there. Now, you see, the nice thing about lumber mills is they're really excellent next to rivers because they also provide 1 commerce when built next to a river. So it's really nice in the later game to have a lumber mill next to a river and a forest rather than clearing the forest, building a cottage there, and then later on when you need more production, you end up just clearing the hamlet, the town, or the village, whatever it has grown to, and then replacing it with a workshop, which generally doesn't, then you also lose the benefit from the forests around. Having forests around your city increases the health of the city, as well as 1 food is subtracted because the workshop subtracts 1 food in any plot it's on. So I'm going to move this land, this pikeman. I'm not going to bother goofing up the naming of those. And then we're just going to continue bombarding that. I'm going to wait until my other units get here before attacking. He has an entire stack in that city. And I think it would be best for me to not rush in there right away. You can skip turn. Just move all of these. And they won't group, apparently. When I was doing all units of the same type, they weren't grouping. See, now in 1 turn, I would be able to remove this cottage, but I think I'd be waiting for the lumber mill because it's really beneficial for me to do that. And I kind of wish I hadn't cleared some of these others, but oh well, you can't go back and redo it. It's not going to be a bad thing. Building cottages is generally never a wrong direction to take. It's just there's some better technologies, better improvements, I should say. I don't know what I'm talking about. Better technologies. It has nothing to do with technology. So I've completed a library in Syracuse, and that pretty much sums it up, except for the barracks. We still need to build out of the core 4 buildings. Those are the buildings that you should have in every city. I've constructed a building, barracks here in my famous city that I can't pronounce the name of without botching it up, so I'm not going to attempt to. And what do we move on to here from? Actually, I probably should build a worker. How is the happiness in the city? It's 9 of 9, so I should probably build another longbowman. That wouldn't be a bad thing. My pikeman was just destroyed. Okay, now Ragnar is coming to me. He's at war with... no, I think we will just let that slide for now. I'm not really interested in stressing relations there. Now, I don't think I actually won anything. The combat log here. He won at a 25% odds of winning. So that was quite unfortunate for me. And let's see here. I think we're gonna build a pikeman in here. We can do it in one turn, so that will replace kind of what I lost when I lost the pikeman. And this city should also be building. See, the interesting thing is, do I go for the pikemen or the musketmen? The musketmen are more future-proof, and the pikemen are more of an immediate use. Because the pikeman is going to be 12 versus the knight that he's hitting me with, whereas the musketman is only 9. So we're going to do another pikeman. Hey, he actually has a pikeman defending his trebuchets there. So what are we going to do about that? What are my odds against him? 81. But let's do it. I killed the pikeman, yeah. And now we can advance. Well, the real problem here is I don't have enough units. I'm gonna whip this longbowman, and I'm gonna whip this musketman. Now, when I say whip, that is a general colloquialism that the people who play Civilization have come up with for rushing using the slavery civic. So just for those of you who aren't aware what that means every time, that is what I'm referring to when I say whip. When you whip production, it's basically understood that you're using... actually, do I have any... Yeah, I have a healing promotion in that stack now. It's basically understood that you are using... I'm just drawing a blank here. You're using the slavery civic to rush production. Now, there's no reason for me to attack with a pikeman, so instead I'm attacking with my mounted unit, and I'm going to finish that guy off. He was the one who killed my pikeman. And now he met the Indian Empire. He's cautious towards me. But his worst enemy is Saladin. So the Great Spy is doing a lot of good work in those other countries. Basically clearing it at 0 risk to me. Generally, farms on grassland don't make a whole lot of sense because there is enough there for it to grow just with the 2 bread. And we're going to finish that mine. Created 30 production for Syracuse. I wonder what he's going to do now. Justinian, he is stacking up his units, and it's beginning to look like it could take a while for me to deal with that. And in both my unit stacks are divided across the country. I don't have one combined super stack, which is never a good thing because when it's divided, they're easier to conquer. Saladin wants open borders. I don't think we're going to do that, which is interesting that I should say that because you may recall at the beginning of the series, I actually said that I was somebody who was willing to sign open borders, but in this case, there are so many people that dislike him. I'm going to be constantly asked to cancel open borders with him, which is going to make him only more annoyed at me, or I have to refuse all of the other people who are mad at Saladin, and there are quite a few of them. So it's just it's not a winning situation here. Elizabeth signs a defensive pact with Louis XIV. That's important because if I declare war on France, I'm going to end up dealing with England as well. So we've completed the mine. They're next to Syracuse. I'm going to build another one on the very tip of Italy there. We're going to promote this pikeman, especially against mounted units. So now it's 125% against mounted units. And unfortunately, Rome is now unhappy, which was going to happen, but how many units did he has? A lot. I mean, if I was him, I would be able to defeat this stack quite easily, which is rather worrisome. Hopefully, given it's the AI, will play less than optimally. It's generally the way it goes, isn't it? We're going to head over here into this forest, I think. It'll take us 2 turns to heal where we are. And I really want to sort of isolate this city from the rest of his stuff, so he can't reinforce it easily. And our first musketman has arrived. We have plenty of happiness in the city, so I'm gonna move it over here to this city, over to Kiev, because in this longbowman I was also going to move to Kiev, because Kiev does not have a defensive unit currently, and we need one. We're gonna build another pikeman there. And I think another musketman there, and another longbowman here. What do I want to build in this city? So the borders have expanded in Moscow, and I think a library would serve us well. Alternatively, I could build a courthouse. How much is this costing me? If I was to build a courthouse, it'd be saving an additional 2 gold, almost 3 gold a turn, so we're going to go with that instead. I don't think it'd be able to produce that much science because it only has a base of 5 commerce, so it's not really all that rich. So it's better to reduce the overall expense you're going to be paying for that city in that situation. I'm really worried about me pushing this far into his land, and I think I'm going to pillage his road here. So if he attacks, he's not going to be able to use the road bonus. Because, man, he could just hit me with everything. There are a lot of workers, though. I'm bracing for it. And he didn't attack. Interesting. I don't know why he didn't. It was a prime opportunity to catch these guys here. Just pillaging the land there. I generally don't like to pillage because usually I win and then I just have to rebuild it all. Great merchant. By the way, that city, Cordoba, has actually been flipped from Justinian back to Isabel. You know, you might recall Justinian was capturing it from Saladin because Isabel is too lazy to do that herself. What do I do from here? It's going to be difficult to move this guy in by himself. He's just going to have to fortify there, or I could move this stack back. See, the problem is I'm not ready to attack yet, so I probably should move this stack back, but then once I move it back, this stack will be ready to attack. Ooh, it's a complicated situation, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to move the stack back because I need to move my trebuchets into it. Now this city is 13, 40, 56. We have enough. We can move the trebuchets out of here. So all the trebuchets, select them, give them city attack promotions, movement to the stack. And this is really one of the big failings of Civilization 4 is how they allow you to create these super stacks of units. It allows you to just steamroll everything essentially. There are not as many. There's not really anything tactical you can do. Because you're just, and we're going to have to keep this unit in Rome for now to keep our happiness up. There's just really nothing you can do against a big stack except counter it with another stack. So it sort of ruins the defensive tactics of the game, which is why, in many ways, the direction that Civilization 5 took was actually the correct direction for the series to take because it made it more strategic, even if it did take longer to actually achieve objectives. So yeah, we need to keep this longbowman in the city because I don't have enough happiness to move it out. So I finished the barracks in Syracuse, and I really don't know what to do with this city overall. What strengths does it have? It is making a fair bit of coin, 17, and it's going to be unhappy soon. And I don't have a longbowman defending it, so we're going to build a longbowman. And after one turn, I think I'll whip it, so I'll remove the unhappiness, I should say. Oh, we got hit. We got hit. I was worried about that. Byzantine forces have unexpectedly, yes. So either we can declare peace or we can continue the war, and we're continuing the war. How much did I lose out of curiosity? A lot. Oh boy. I lost 2 of my knights. Okay. That leaves me in a significantly weakened position, and there's a longbowman defending that stack. So we should really withdraw with what we have left. We didn't win anything that time. So it was definitely bad to go at it from this angle, I will admit. I should have went at it fully from my side. So that was definitely a dumb move. And I really don't know how to get out of this situation now without losing more. What is he usually? He's usually attacking me with mounted units, so we're going to promote against that. It's only 8.4 strength and 10 strength, so he can easily hit me. It's going to be a problem. Out of curiosity, I'm going to be attacking across water. I just want to defeat it in one go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 8 units. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could potentially hit it and remove it. I think we're going to go for it. Let's do this. I'm sick of waiting around. So that trebuchet died. That trebuchet died. That trebuchet won. And that trebuchet won. And he got a great general out of that for killing my trebuchets. So what are the odds here? We're going to attack so we don't go across the water. 90% odds there. Moving over so we don't attack across the water. 90% odds. 97% odds. But unfortunately now, we have some unfortunate units here to go up against. What are my odds here? 59%. When I move over here, what are my odds? 64. Not all that great. So let me see what I can do with this stack. See, the problem is if I attack with this stack, I'm not going to be able to move them because I'm attacking a hill and they'll run out of movement points. I guess we're just going to have to attack with that. This is 80% odds. Let's do it. There's a trebuchet left, a longbowman, and a knight. I'm gonna have to use this to capture it. So there, we've secured this city. The losses they're about what I would expect. Honestly, I'm not disappointed, but I think we're just gonna leave this guy to die. Otherwise, they're gonna hit this entire stack and destroy it.